Hello everyone and welcome back to another speedrunning video. So today is an old PB, 2607. I know this is annoying because I'm working backwards, but yeah, I've still got PBs to catch up on and stuff because I keep breaking them. That's not to sound cocky. It's great. It's the speedrunning progression, as one would say. But it just starts off normally. I think this is an ocean. Entry one, and I think I know it's an ocean entry one. I don't know why I said I think. So starting off pretty usual, making my wooden axe, and then making a boat and doors and stuff so we can move out into the ocean. The ocean is my favourite thing to do, even though a village is safe because you can have so much food and like beds and stuff already, so you don't have to worry about like string trays from Bastion or anything. But ocean is just a more enjoyable experience. Villages are just there's something off about villages. It's hard to explain. I don't think like you would get it unless you're a speedrunner, but there's just something a bit more boring about villages. You know, unless villages have a blacksmith. If villages have a blacksmith with iron, that's when villages are 10 times better than an ocean, especially if you have a lava pool close by. That like villages are top tier when you have that then. But when you don't, villages are pretty not too great, not too great. They can take up a lot of time. Sometimes you can do them really quickly if you get lucky, but they can take up a lot of time. But yeah, in this run, it's also a monument run, as you could have maybe told from the thumbnail. Yeah, so it's a monument run, but it's also not a monument run. It's actually, what would you call it? A hybrid? A hybrid? Yeah, so this is probably the biggest time waste of this whole run. The fact that I get a monument. You might think, what? Why? Well, you'll definitely see in the nether, but I feel like that's giving it away enough, to be honest. So, I'll just say. I get a monument and then spawn in the nether and then there's a bastion. There was also a fortress, but there's literally no piglins around it at all. So this run could have been probably a lot better if I just skipped the monument. This probably could have been my first sub 25, to be honest. Actually, almost definitely would have been. I can almost guarantee it that this would have been my first sub 25. Because otherwise, the run's pretty decent. I mean, watching this back, I still feel like I'm pretty slow. Like, I had this personal best when I did, like, my last voiceovers, I think. Or maybe the one after this. And I said then, I look back at myself, I was like, I was such a bad player. And then I said, I wonder if I'll do that to myself again. And here I am doing it to myself again. I was so bad, I think. Like, not the worst, not like the worst of the worst or anything, but like, looking back, I'm like, wow, I feel like I look so much worse than I do now. Which is good, because you want that, like, progression and stuff. Also, this is the most scuffed thing ever. I hate it when the underwater ravines are like this. I didn't even get a 1 block deep of lava. I have to pull it all from there. Just makes it so much more of a hassle. Makes the entry so much more worse. Like, look, we're already at 6:45 now. And if we had skipped the monument, we probably would have been able to be in at around 4 minutes. Maybe less than 4 minutes, to be honest. I feel like the monument wasted so much time. What monuments can waste so much time? Because obviously that time could have been spent me looking for another magma ravine. One that's not as one that's not as disgusting as this, but yeah. I mean, I feel like I fixed this pretty well. There's not a lot. Like, I couldn't have done this much better, to be honest. Like, this is just kind of how fast you can kind of go. I should have broken that cobble block to my right. Okay, I do. But yeah, there's not a lot I can do to make this much faster. It's just a really dodgy place to have a portal, unfortunately. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I could have probably I could have done it a little bit faster, probably, but I'm not this isn't the part that I'm complaining about the run. The fact that I get a monument is the part that is sad. I actually had this yesterday when I was streaming. Like, when I've recorded this voiceover, it was like the day before. But one of my streams, I literally had it where every time I got a monument, I spawned next to a bastion, which was 3 total times. I know, that's crazy. To get 3 bastion spawns, like spawning near one, like to see in my like spawn render distance, is insane. And every single time I've gotten a monument. So basically, it's not useless, but like the time loss is almost too significant. And then every time I didn't get a monument, I actually spawned next to a fortress. Literally, it was actually the most typical thing yesterday. That happened I'd say I got about 3 fortress spawns yesterday, and every time was without a monument, which sucked. Maybe even 4 fortress spawns, actually. I don't know. But yeah, here's pretty standard stuff, like in the nether. I like some people, I think, pick a direction and then just run for it. I like when I spawn on my spawn line, and see here, you can see the fortress. So I'm like, oh my god, this is actually sick. But then I look around for piglins, and I can't find any. literally, I'm not even kidding, I literally ran around for ages and can't find a single piglin. I should have put my render distance on 2, is what I should have done. But at the same time, doing the Bastion then allows me to blind travel as well. So blind travel is where I build a portal somewhere in the Nether at like decent chords that are hopefully near the stronghold. Travel at it and then just basically hope I'm near the stronghold. It's still pretty hopeful. Obviously the blind travel is completely up to where you place it, but it's still pretty luck based because you kind of have to guess. You know, I have had some absolutely mind-boggling blind travels. I've also had some terrible ones. You can blind travel and be only 300 blocks away from the stronghold. I mean, in the world record, he blind traveled and was like 100 blocks away, which is, I mean, it's why it's the world record, to be honest. It's ridiculous. Like, the rest of that run isn't anything absolutely insane. The blind travel, though, basically made it, like, ridiculous. Basically guaranteed a world record if it wasn't for the blind travel. So, yeah, it's a pretty massively crucial part of runs. Because in monument runs, there's a good chance you're probably not going to get all the obsidian you would need for a blind travel. You're just basically hoping you get the pearls and a bit of string for beds. That's, like, the hope of a monument run. You're gonna kind of try and go with the bare minimum, and then you have to travel. But ideally, it's ocean travel because you do a monument, so you should hopefully already be in the ocean, and then just hope basically the rest of your journey is ocean travel. But yeah, here I'm trying to set up housing. It's lava housing as well, so this makes it even worse. Basically, where it's all lava like this, the strat that I do. Also, I made a massive error right here. I opened the chest. You're supposed to destroy the chest, but I also chuck those guys the gold, which means they won't aggro on me. This strat is called manhunt. Well, what I was, I think, trying to do. Well, I was obviously trying to do, because I do the exact route. But basically, you break that chest in the middle, and you anger all the piglins. They all come running after you, and you come into this bit, and then you basically mine like these blocks here, and then start mining the gold blocks. And you basically get as many piglin on you as possible to start trading with you, so that you can... Oh my god, that is so risky, by the way. That is so risky because they have more than enough time to jump on me. But yeah, so you basically do it so you have as many piglins aggroed on you as possible, so you can basically get as many trades as possible and get out of the Bastion with all your stuff as quick as possible. If not with a surplus of, like, hopefully pearls and stuff, you know, that's what you're kind of hoping for. I have done this so horribly, it's actually kind of cringe to watch, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. But yeah, this I've done this obnoxiously slow. I can do... The manhunt strat is, like, has the potential to probably be, like, the quickest Bastion. Like, you can do... I've done housing, like, this Bastion in, like, under 1 minute a couple times. Once in a run and a couple times in practice. And the one time was in a run, oh my god, would have been absolutely insane. But I didn't find a fortress, so that kind of sucked. But yeah, you can do this Bastion incredibly quick. Because you get a bunch of piglin on you, you mine this gold, get them all trading, get lucky with trades. And what I've not done, which I should have done, I think I might be going to do that now, is go and open the double chest that I like built over, like, to get in, if that makes any sense. So basically, you should hopefully have a good chance of getting a decent amount of obsidian by breaking the chest in the middle. You should hopefully get some, and then did I open that? I might have opened that chest, but then you open the double chest as well, and there's a good chance you would get a decent amount of obsidian basically. All right, it looks like I got obsidian from one of them, so I've got my trades, and now we're just gonna skip to the fortress because I mean you saw what the fortress was. It's just traveling to it. I don't see much point in leaving that in. But I do, I have like a really good PB, the one that I'm actually proud of now, and that'll be me uploading the full run and commentating over all of it, because I'll actually submit that to speedrun.com, because I'm finally happy with it. And now we just skip to the blazes. I mean, I feel like just skipping these parts in these, like, longer, like, personal best runs and stuff, because, like, I don't think it's worth you guys watching. Like, 2607 isn't good enough for you like, to watch the whole run, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not good enough for that. It's got to be lower for me to be happy with it. So that's why I just have these all edited down. Here's me trying to decide where I go with blind chords. And yeah, so this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to go to, like, relatively decent chords. So keep in mind that the Nether, every block in the Nether is 8 blocks in the overworld. So you can see that I think that's, yeah, 160 on the X chord. So you basically, like, times that by 8, and then that's whatever the hell that is times by 8, like... Something. I can't do the mental maths right now. But basically, like, 200 would get you to 1,600 blocks in the overworld. And I try and go lower. Like, some people go even on chords, but I try and go lower on one. I try and pick one to be lower. And I've had some really successful blinds, because most of the time you're going to have one that's quite high and then one that's relatively low. Like, maybe in the 700s, 800s, and the other one's more like 15, 1600, right? And then throw my pearl here, or ender eye, sorry, get my angle, and then just start moving. I could have gotten beds from the village, but I already had wool and stuff, so I just wanted to get wood and just make the beds, because the time it would take me to get the beds would just be too much of a time loss. And here's me just paddling along. This blind travel was actually pretty good. I think it was about 500-600 blocks, maybe a bit more, but there was a good portion of it was ocean travel, so it feels a lot shorter. And I come down here, and it's an exposed portal room. If this was a good run, this is amazing. By the way, this exposed portal room is basically the best. Ocean exposed portal room is the absolute best thing you can ask for in a speedrun. Absolute best thing you can ask for. If this was in like a super good run, this would have been this could have been so good. But it's all good. It's all good. I say it could have been so good. If I didn't get the monument, it would have been ideal. But housing, it was lava housing, so where I had to like build out and stuff to try and get them, and I routed it horribly. If I routed it properly and got more piglins, then it probably would have been much better. But the fact that it's lava housing just sinks a good amount of time. If you get housing where it's just no lava and stuff, and then basically every single piglin aggro's on you is going to be able to perfectly follow your path, then it's amazing. You can get so many piglins. It's so crazy. And you, as I said, could do it under 1 minute, especially if you get obsidian out of the chests. If you get obsidian out of the chest, you can easily do it in 1 minute. My fortress split was not too bad. I think my rod rates are just never that great, to be honest. I've had like 2 instances where I've had really good rod rates, and that's in runs that I was like not already bothered about. Like they were already kind of dead. Every time, like every one of my runs, like in my new personal best, my rod rates are pretty average, to be honest. Pretty average, but I have had a sub 20 potential one ruined because I got like 5 to 17 rod rates, but I also had like 1 million wither skeletons in the fortress, and then just had an absolute horrible time with that. But here I'm just waiting for my perch. You know, it's as fast as it. I say it's as fast as it can be, but it's not actually. I think it's gonna perch here in a second. Yep, yeah, it's perching. But yeah, towering up is actually not as good. It's actually better to stand on the ground. But this is my best end in a personal best ever. I 4-bed the dragon, so I'm really proud of this. This is my favourite part of this entire run. 4-bedding the dragon, when you have the pressure of a personal best, I find really impressive. I'm not amazing at 4-bedding anyway. I can do it, but I'm more comfortable with 5 beds, and if I do bad, 6 beds. So yeah, 2607. So this is a PvP from a while ago, and we've got another one to do. And then basically I've got one more that is my actual current personal best, and it's the one that I'm really proud of. That'll be uploaded in full. I'll commentate over all of it because there'll be copyright music in the background, but please keep an eye out for that, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out.